Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and today we are doing 13 incredibly cheap drift cars, 11 of which you can find under 5K. 2 of them you're not going to be able to find under 5K, but that's the reason why I did 13, because I wanted to make it I wanted to be able to say in the caption or in the title of the video for under 5K. But then I found 2 more cars. I was like, these are too good to not let them know about them. But I don't want to make the whole video around under 10K, so you guys get the idea. 2 of them are under 10K, the rest are under 5K. But anyway, if you're buying a drift car, you guys have to understand, I know people are going to be like, well, yeah, you could buy like a junk one for that money. That's kind of the whole point of a drift car, is that you're not going to get it clean, because you're going to be destroying it anyway. So I just want to make that clear. But anyways, if you want to support the channel any more than you already are, head on over to www.smoothstance.com/shop, pick yourself up any merchandise. And with all that out of the way, let's get right into the video. Number 13 is going to be a bit of a basic one. It is the Mazda Miata NA. I mean, at this point, everybody and their freaking mother just knows that these cute little sports cars are a good choice for almost anything that you wish to do. And it makes sense, honestly, when you really think about it. They come with a 1.8 liter inline-4, making a very small 125 horsepower. And obviously, it was rear-wheel drive. And they may not have the best space in them. As a matter of fact, I look like Donkey Kong when I sit in a freaking Mazda Miata. It doesn't have a lot of luxury in it either. It's nowhere near luxurious. But if you strictly want a drift car, this is an amazing choice. They can be a little bit hard to learn on though, just because they have 50-50 weight distribution and they're not that powerful, so they don't really like to break loose that much. But if you already know how to drift, then it's a good idea. Plus, you'll get a bunch of like TikTok clout, so that's cool. Number 12 is going to be the gosh darn Nissan 240SX S13. Once again, I'm just trying to get these like basic ones out of the way right now. Everybody knows that you can find an S13 and it's a good drift car. Everybody knows you can buy a Miata and it's a good drift car. But that doesn't mean that they aren't a good option just because they're basic. The S13 comes with a 2.4 liter inline-4, making only 155 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive, of course. And these used to be like an absolutely amazing choice. They used to be like freaking like $2,000 for a manual one with like low miles. Oh my god, that was such wonderful times. And I will admit that they still do look amazing, but nowadays it's just kind of hard to find these under 5K, so it really isn't worth it that much compared to some of the competition. They are one of the best platforms to drift on though. They do look incredibly good and they had tons of aftermarket support, but it's just hard to find a good one under 5K. Number 11 is going to be the Mazda RX-7 FC. That stands for Frankenstein Coca-Cola. I constantly hear people talk about these cars nowadays, and they think they are just like an amazing choice for anything, really. And I have to kind of disagree, to be honest. They're just too unreliable. They come with a 1.2 liter 2-rotor rotary engine, making only 160 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive. And yes, I know the turbo model makes more horsepower, but you're not finding a turbo FC RX-7 under freaking even 10K anymore. Those things are ridiculous money. But they do look good. I will give it that. They look incredible. And once again, if you want to deal with the reliability, then it's a good choice, but it just seems like such a headache. You could LS swap it. I know a lot of people LS swap RX-7s, and they also K-Series swap these cars. So if you want to do that, just to get rid of all the reliability issues, good choice, good choice. Number 10 is going to be the Toyota Cressida. This car is so freaking underrated in not only the car community, but the drifting community as well, buddy. They're kind of boring looking. They just look like a sedan, but they come with a 3-liter inline-6, making 190 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive, and that's one of the best horsepower numbers on this list, to be honest. It just really is pretty great, and drift cars usually don't have that much horsepower stock. It's also a Toyota, so you know the engine is going to take power reliably. The only downside to one of these is they don't look special like at all. They literally look like just a Camry, but a tad bit more aggressive. But at the end of the day, who cares? It's a drift car. You're not supposed to really care if it's like the best looking car out there, or the most reliable car out there, or the most great cheap car out there. I don't know, but it's not the best looking. I'll give it that. Number 9 is going to the BMW 328i E36. We all know the E36 is an amazing choice, but for some reason, people are starting to think that these cars are like unaffordable now, when they absolutely are not unaffordable at all. You can still find them for under $5,000 easily, like all the time. And when you do, they come with a 2.8 liter inline-6, making a nice 190 horsepower. So it's pretty much exactly the same as the Cressida that we just talked about in terms of like engine size and power. I highly disagree with how much people people say this is like the perfect car right now, but it for sure is not bad either. It's easy power, easy to work on, and loves to get sideways. It's just that some people out there are like, oh my god, the E36 is the best budget platform you could buy, holy moly. I disagree with that. I think it's a great platform. I don't think it's the best right now, obviously, since it's at number 9, but it is a good platform, has tons of aftermarket support, looks incredible, drifts great. I mean, it's an amazing drift car, but that's about it. Number 8 is going to the Americans for a second with the Ford Mustang GT SN95. Probably the cheapest V8 Mustang you can buy at the moment, and that is great news to you, sir, because you want a V8 and you want a drift car, and here you go. They come with a nice 5-liter V8, making a very nice 215 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive, of course. I mean, all these cars are going to be rear-wheel drive, obviously, but anyways, people are finally starting to realize the potential that Mustangs have when drifting. So if you want like a very cheap platform that already comes with a V8 for drifting, which, let's be honest, most people like to put the V8s into drift cars, you might want to hop on this one, because I can easily see them selling faster than a freaking Mark IV Supra for under $10,000. Number 7, however, let's take a trip back to the land of Japan. We were just taking a quick little weekend getaway. I didn't like being in America, but the American cars scare me sometimes. But we're going to be talking about the Lexus SC400, one of my favorite cars of all time. I really want one, I'm not going to lie, they're freaking sexy. They come with a 4-liter V8, making a huge 270 horsepower going to the rear wheels. And this is one of the highest horsepower numbers on this list, but nobody talks about them because they only came with an automatic transmission. Why did you do that, Lexus? I understand, oh, it's a luxury car, you make them so comfortable. I hate you, Lexus. Who cares about the old guys? Let us young people have a fun car. But if you can swap that to manual, you have an insane platform to build on. Those 1UZ engines are no joke. Don't sleep on them. Super underrated engines. And it's honestly not that hard to swap a car to manual. It just takes a lot of time. Number 6 is going to be the Toyota JZX90. Mark II, Cressida, Chaser, whatever. I don't even know that part of it. It confuses the crap out of me. The only import that I have on this list, though, and it blows me away for how cheap you can find these cars. I was on Marketplace the other day and found a Chaser for freaking $10,000, people. I was mind blown. This is one of the ones that you're not going to be able to find for under 5K, though. This is one of the 2 that you're not going to be able to find for under 5K, the Toyota Mark II, but you can find them under 10K. Anyways, the Mark II comes with many different engines and horsepower numbers, but the thing that matters is they were all very good and very cheap motors. Before you count out an import just because you think that they're going to be too expensive, look into them a bit more, because these things are a lot cheaper than you actually think. Once somebody already imports it and then they get bored of it, they realize the value isn't as high as they paid for it, and so they sell it for an incredible margin. And so you get it for like I said, I found one the other day for literally 10 grand on Facebook Marketplace. It was perfect condition, and it was a JZX100, not even a JZX90. So we are now into the top 5 though, people, and what better way to start with the Lexus IS300. This little grandma pocket rocket has become a huge role in drifting over the years, and due to that, the prices are kind of getting ridiculous. They come with a 3-liter inline-6, making a nice 225 horsepower though, and the bad part about these is, in order to find one with a manual transmission, you're going to be spending the big kahunas, buddy. You're going to be spending the big cha-chingers. So I highly recommend picking up one with an automatic transmission and then swapping it instead, because those can still be found under $5,000, and in my opinion, they're completely worth it. Like I said before, manual swaps aren't the hardest thing in the world. They are hard. I've never done one actually, so I don't know what the heck I'm talking about, but from what I heard, they're not the hardest thing in the world. They can just be a little bit of a process, that's all. But the IS300 looks great drift car, good. It has a 2JZ in it, good car. Number 4, baby. Yeah, we're already here. It's one that nobody talks about, actually. It's the Mercedes C230 compressor with a K, because these guys are German and they name things weirdly, and it kind of scares me sometimes. Yes, I am saying that you should drift a Mercedes, and for good reason. They come with a 1.8-liter inline-4, making only 190 horsepower, but they were rear-wheel drive, of course, and they have all the luxury of a Mercedes-Benz as well. So you're luxuriously drifting. How cool is that? On top of that, why wouldn't you want to be a little bit different and drift something that nobody else does? Huh? What? You want to be exactly like everybody else? Are you a sheep? Come on, man. I sadly can't say if the motor is good for tuning or not, but I would assume it is. It's a Mercedes. All these German cars usually have great power potential in them, but I don't know. There's like not too many people that drift these C230 compressors, so it's hard to tell. Third place, though, is going to another German powerhouse, the BMW 330ci E46. You can also get a 330i. You don't have to get the coupe. I mean, it's a no-brainer that this thing is insane for drifting, and people just commonly sleep on them all the damn time. It hurts so bad. It comes with a 3-liter inline-6 making 225 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive. And I know you want your E30 or your E36 because that's what's popular right now and all the old TikToks. But if you put your biases aside, the E46 is literally just better for less the price. This is the reason why I said before that the E36 I think is a little bit overhyped and it's not the best car for the price right now. I think the E46 is. It's literally just better, and it costs as much as a freaking E36. It's a great car. Give this car 3 years and it's going to be way more expensive than it is right now though. So if you do want one, pick it up soon because it's going to have that BMW tax on it. Second place, silver medal, is going to go to a car that we talk about all the time on this channel, and it is the Chevy Corvette C5, which my uncle has. And it's a damn near perfect for almost anything that you want it to do. I never really liked Corvettes that much until he got his. That car is incredible for the price. It comes with a 5.7 liter V8 making a huge 350 horsepower, and if that isn't enough to make you buy it right now, I don't know what is. On top of having insane power, it's also an LS1. So if you ever want to get more power out of it, that's not going to be an issue, okay? People always swap LS motors into drift cars all the time, so why not completely skip that step and just get the LS outright? The only downside to these cars are they are still kind of expensive compared to the rest of this list. This is the other car, the second car, is going to be under 10K, not 5K. It's going to be very hard to even find it under 10K, but once you do, it is an amazing platform. First place, however, is completely biased, and I just do not care anymore. It is the Nissan 350Z, buddy. As we all know, your boy Mark Roden here owns one of these, and I am an incredibly smart man, of course, but it is truly just an amazing drift platform for the price. All jokes aside, they come with a 3.5 liter V6 making a very nice 306 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive. And now I know you're thinking, well, Mark, the VQ sucks and these are expensive, it is not a good idea. But both those statements are wrong, pal, okay? The VQ is just as good horsepower-wise as the freaking KA that you find in the S13s. And you can still find one of these under $5,000 too. I don't know where people are like, oh no, you can't find one of these under 10K anymore. I don't know where that came from. They're still pretty cheap. They also come with a freaking limited slip differential from factory, and the most cars on this list do not come with a limited slip differential. I don't know why I'm saying it like the whole thing. LSD. Most of them don't come with an LSD. They also look absolutely incredible in my opinion, and drifters worldwide will admit that they are one of the best ways to get into drifting for cheap, and I have to agree completely with them. I don't drift my 350Z like seriously, but if I were, I could easily tell it's an easy platform to learn. It's so cheap. You have tons of aftermarket support. It's a great platform. It's just the best out there. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more. Tomorrow I'm probably going to be doing a Q&A. No, I might be fixing up the Z actually, because all I need to do is put one bolt in and then it'll be done. I've been trying to get my friends to come help me out with it, but they're not coming, so I might just try to do it myself, but I'm probably not gonna be able to, but we'll see. So I might have the 350Z ready tomorrow. If that's the case, that'll be awesome, so I can make more content on the 350Z. I love doing that, so hopefully that happens. But the day after that is going to be top 15 cars of the 80s, I think. And then after that's another deep dive. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Das Vidania. Have a nice night.